Ice Owl. Charge. Can attack heroes. Oh my god. I talked about how useless, how bad a Vienna card is. Because it dies automatically and there are not that many cards that are too impactful that turn or too heavy. But they're actually trying to make the Vienna or really heavy control deck work. That's where you put in. That's the card that goes into the Vienna deck. Ice Owl, charge, can attack heroes. Because you don't want to get board white, so you want to have a charge of something heavy, but then if it's the 9 mana 10/10 charge, it's super OP, right? Dude, I will play this in the Vienna deck. That's about it though. Since it can't attack heroes. I mean, maybe I should play in Zoo deck? I don't know. I did say that Vienna is like one of the worst cards. I'm less excited. But with cards like this, I'm more and more excited with a Vienna. And more like super control heavy decks. And let's see. When you draw this card, deal 1 damage to all your minions. What? Are you kidding me? Wait. Yeah, are you kidding me? Like, 6/7 for 6 mana is as bad as Ogre and deals damage to your minions? Are you kidding? What is this trash card? In Arena, at least. In Constructed, I can say why it might be worth playing it. Let's say you play Patron and you go for, go for Battle Rage and you draw. It's a free whirlwind. But then otherwise you're not gonna draw, like, you're not gonna have a pain and then you're gonna, like, you don't want to deal damage to pain. Let's say you have a pain. More patience, oh my god, I know. It's only for Patron. I think they're trying to slow Patron deck down. I think that's what they're trying to do. And with this alone might not be enough to slow Patron down, but if they actually have one other card that can support another, Patron Surgeon with a death roll, the whirlwind and like charge, then yeah, this card might be worth playing. So as of now in Control Warrior deck, I just don't see it being too useful since you don't want to be dealing 1 damage randomly to your own minions, because what's the point of Deathbite? So that you can choose your whirlwind effect. This one you can't choose it, and you have to have things like Armorsmith and Alkaloid of Pain in your field. And if you're drawing with the Alkaloid of Pain in your field, you're probably dealing it damage, and like the Alkaloid of Pain is already low that you probably don't want to draw. You might kill it, unless you just Taskmaster and you draw this and then blah blah blah. I can see the use of it, just I don't see it being too useful. I think it's just a worse version of Shield Slam. The Warriors already have 6 traps to play. Shield Maiden. Yeah, Shield Maiden is a Sylvanus. Unless Shield Maiden is replaced by True Heart, which I think I can just play 1 True Heart in the deck, and 1 True Heart, 1 Shield Maiden, and then maybe tell people after playing a while, maybe people think, oh, this True Heart is good enough that I can replace another 6 drop. Then after that, this card comes to consideration. Otherwise, nah, I don't see it. And this God Purse. When this minion attacks the enemy hero, put a coin into your hand. You know what I think? This card makes me think of Magic the Gathering. When this minion attacks the hero, gain extra mana, gain a blue mana, gain green mana. It's like, oh, you're really going into that, but yeah, it's not good enough to play. Like, coin is not worth the 1 extra. It's like, all right, for a rogue 2 mana, you may think that you're just costing it's costing you 1 attack, so maybe it's okay, but no. It's not. First of all, it's very unlikely this will. It's not very unlikely. You know what this damage this should say? It should say when this minion deals damage to enemy hero, not attacks enemy hero. Wait, when it attacks enemy hero, so even if it dies, it doesn't have to actually hit it. So even if it dies to freeze, even if it gets a trigger by freezing trap or snake traps or whatever, not snake trap, explosive trap and dice, I think it still gives you a coin. Anyways, you just have to keep in mind that The 2 mana for a rogue is 4 damage, not 2/2. Not like it's a 2/2 and 2/1. So is a coin worth the 2/1? I guess that's a good question. I'm not sure. I would like to see more combo cards. If there's a more, and if I can put in another Van Cleef in my deck, I will play this. Otherwise, no. Absolutely useful. Coin out, turn to hero power, plus oil. Yeah, it's gonna be actually. It might be okay in a miracle deck, I suppose. By the way, what is this card? Dreadsteed, Death Rattle, summon a death. Oh my god. Alright, if this card, I know it's infinite, I know it has infinite value, but you're playing Wisp for 4 mana. So it's indestructible Wisp. It's indestructible Wisp that costs 4 mana. Do you really want to play this? If this costed, I guess there's no, it's hard to distinguish, but if they costed 3 mana, maybe. Yeah, Hobgoblin, but then when it dies, it just becomes 1/1 again. It's like I said, it's indestructible Wisp. Baron Ribbon there, oh my god! Bombo combo! I'm gonna have like 3 1/1s on the field, yeah! Trash. Let's not even. Wow, no, guys, no, don't do it, don't do it. 100 dust! It's a good card for 100 dust, yes. Lance Bearer. Give a friendly minion +2 attack. Whoa! Whoa, this is Abusive Sergeant for 2 mana. Great! And it has 1 attack too, instead of 2. Wow. I know it's a permanent. But it costs 1/2. Instead of a 2/1, it's 1/2. That's where the nerf is. So it double nerfed Abusive Surgeon. And if you're playing Abusive Surgeon, let's think about it. Are you really expecting Abusive Surgeons, whatever it gives attack to, survive like extra 3-4 turns and deal a bunch of damage with it? No, you're not really. If you're looking for something cheap damage boost, you're not really looking for that. You're actually looking for this card to die, as well as along with the other minion that it buffed. So it's still, in essence, still Abusive Surgeon. It's just the worst version of it, in my opinion. However, there's a synergy with Hobgoblin. So you can play Lance Bearer, you can play Dreadsteed, you can play Hobgoblin Warlock reliably now. Yay! Still, it's Abusive Surgeon for 2 mana that you can come with Hobgoblin. Cool. But also, note that an Astral Communion, I don't know if you all noticed, but if you play this card and 10 mana, it will give you excessive mana, just like Wild Growth. I don't know if you still discard your hand, which you probably do. Because the effect says it. But if you play this card on turn 10, it gives you excessive mana, which gives you extra card draw. Anyways, Varian Warren, Battlecry, draw 3 cards, put any minions you draw directly into the battlefield. What's up with all these? Oh, you pay 10 mana and you get a free card that you can play right off. I feel like there are a lot of them. I don't know if I like it. So what do you do with a worm? Draw 3 cards, and let's say you put it in Ragged, and then it's, I don't know, it's like, it's too swingy. It makes sense to have a comeback mechanism though, because right now what it lacks is a comeback mechanism for control and mid decks. If you can have some of those comeback mechanisms, and with this kind of cards, you actually might not need that Cloud of Pain. You can just have a 3-drop that is solid, since you can just ramp, like, one of the reasons Druid don't have early draw cards is because they have a late game card draw, like Ancient Lore. So this could be that Ancient Lore for warriors. On top of that, you also gain the tempo. I guess the Ragnar's might make a comeback again. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna guess they're gonna give you each one. I'm gonna guess they're gonna give you one of these cards for each class, if not close to it. Like Vienna is already one, Warren is already one, and Warlock got one. So let's look at the Mage now. Running, oh, running! It's like ninjas. That riddle. Edit 3 copies of Arcane Missiles in your. Oh, come on! Are you kidding me? This is Antonitis. What? You combo with Antonitis. That's the only reason you have this. It's also if your opponent don't have anything on board, it's 9 damage to the face, I suppose, or possibly with more with the spell power damage. This is ridiculous. But Mage makes sense. It gives you more spells instead of cards. So, fair and warned. I just if I can find something another ramp cards that draws cards or like let you play or gains the tempo to Mage, then the Acolyte of Pain actually might not be used in Warrior anymore with the new introduction of new 2-drops with the charge, and you can just have a lot of heavy cards with the mid cards as mid draw as I don't know, another like those 3-4 legends. I don't know about 3-4 legends actually. I don't think that's that good for Warrior. But then you're also having Warrior cards that 6/7/6 mana deal 1 damage to your own minions. So you actually want the Acolyte synergy or Battle Rage synergy. Actually, you know what? I can totally think of a deck. I can totally see a deck, control deck, but you draw with the Battle Ragers. I can totally see that kind of deck working out. And you also have extra draw with a Variant Warden, so you're not going to be too short on draws. I don't know how useful it'd be. I think there are barely enough cards for draw mechanic to work out. I just don't know how tempo mechanic and like a 4 or 5 drop. Well, not 5 drop. 5 drops are never going to be lacking. Like a 4 drop is going to be. Maybe you can actually start winning things like the Pilot Shredder on 4 drop, and that will be pretty good. Antonitis or Flamemaker combo. Yeah, Flamemaker combo. God, that'll be so annoying. Anyway, so Light Champion, Silence a Demon. It's Silence a Demon. It's a kiss and mistake for demons. I don't even know if that's that amazing because the demons that has the death rattle isn't that amazing except for Voidwalker. Oh wait, Voidwalker. Actually, there are 2 of them, and also Malgandis isn't really consideration. Even if you silence it's just 9/7 body. Okay, I can see that working. And since the Demon Locks tends to have a lot of taunts like Defender Warlock, so you can also silence the Argus. However, this is an anti-Warlock card. With the introduction of cards like this, I can actually see. I can like why Demon only? Like Kiss and Mistake counters 3 classes technically. Well, it can be used against the 3 classes. Not in current meta, but you can use it against Hunter. You can use it against Mage, right? Those 2. Classic, very standard. You can silence Zroxas when he plays, he loses a weapon. No, it doesn't work like that. Zroxas and weapon is 2 different things. You can actually be Ragnaros and have a weapon, same thing. Do you really want more of these cards, class-specific counters? When a specific class becomes a strong, I can totally see it being working out, especially in tournaments. No, not in tournaments. Not with the current rule. If they go back to the old rule, then yes, this card will play. Actually, you might see this deck card in tournaments when everyone start using Warlock because Warlock is really versatile and good. Anyways, Ronin is just there's not too much to talk about it. 8 mana 7/7 is a little too harsh in my opinion though. And you can't, if that was a battle cry, then that card is amazing. But for 8 mana, I just don't know how big of impact it will make. For 8 mana, I think you'd rather just have another Power Blast and it face for 10. Or just go for Mallegus. I don't know. In Freeze Mage, actually, instead of Mallegus, you could just put in this deck as Arcane Missile Drawer. But then if it gets a silence, you're screwed. So that's the backfire. If it has a battle cry, I think it's gonna be really useful. Just Death Rattle, I don't know. Death Rattle effect makes it a lot worse. But Tempo Mage makes sense. Tempo Mage, you want this kind of card. But is 8 mana 7/7? Think about it. Think about how strong Dr. Boom is. Dr. Boom is a 7/7 and 2 Boom Bots potentially deal. And each one of them is like Arcane Missile if you think about it. So Dr. Boom already give you 2 Arcane Missile with a battle cry. You see how inferior this card is to Dr. Boom? But Dr. Boom also gives you a body. And it's unlikely those will be silenced anyway, so one needs kind of weak to silence it. Unless your opponent have absolutely no silence target. But yeah, think about it. A, it can be silenced for a huge amount, huge value. B, it's Doctor Boom for that costs 1 extra mana that has 1 less Arcane Missile. So I don't know if it's comparing to Doctor Boom, it doesn't look that strong, but it might be one of those cards, just an extra push card for Tempo Mage or those. Yeah, it might be just extra tempo, extra heavy cards that it might be just working out for Tempo Mages. Especially with the Antonitis. Healing Wave, I kind of talk about this, but the problem I see with the Shaman deck right now is that you need the board presence. That means you're going to be running a lot of Death Rattle cards, a lot of standard minions. A lot of cheap minions. 4-drop or less will be very common in Shaman deck. Like, I counted them, and you have like 10, 12 of the 4-drop or less. So what are the chances of you winning Healing Wave? Unless you're going against face deck. But against face deck, do you want the Healing Wave, or do you want the... I think I might actually want Vitality Totem, because Vitality Totem for 2 mana it heals 7, because your opponent has to kill it. For a single turn, yes, for immediate effect it's better. But for 1 less mana, it's still the same health, because they have to kill it or silence it. If they silence it, you have a taunt. Since you do run double Argus usually in Shaman decks for the board presence. I like the idea of this, I counter face deck. I talk about how strong aggro and combo decks are, and they need to come up with how anti-aggro, anti-combo cards, and this is one of those anti-aggro cards. It's not anti-combo cards, so Shaman, if you have these cards, you probably still not in favor against all the combo decks like Patrons and Freeze Mage and Rogue. You're still lose to them, but at least it will help you against the Hunters, which is your huge problem. Nowadays, it's not just Hunter, it's also Patron and Rogue. But Rogue can be kind of countered with a bunch of Death Rattle cards and Harrison Jones, Low Tab. You can have those cards. It's just Patron kind of. Hopefully Patron will be fixed in the future. Anyways, yeah, I just don't think you will win Joust too often, even against the face decks, unless you're literally going against face Hunter. With exception of face Hunter, even against a mid-range Hunter, your chance of winning Joust is like a third. Yeah. Hunters, the mid-range Hunter run like 2 or less drops, and they don't have 3-drop minion. They have, it's a Animal Companion, those kind of things are not minions. And the rest, they have a 4/4 drops, Lothab, double 7 a high main, Dr. Boom very often. So think about that. Like, they already have 8 cards or so minimum. Not minimum, but you can still go hybrid. But I'm just comparing it to mid-range Hunter. Like, your chance of you winning Joust is not as high, especially for Shaman, because you run Overload, so your curve is kind of low compared to the other people. Alright, so new Hunter card, the Ram Wrangler. Battlecry if you have a beast, summon a random beast. You know what, let's take a look at what random beasts there are. I mean, we kind of know what beasts are there for a Hunter. Wait a minute, does it summon... Whoa, he should summon things like Zero Fang, actually. I don't think it summons Animal Companion beasts, if you think about it. It's gonna summon Hyena, Web Spinner, Timberwolf, Core, Rager, King of Beasts. King of Beasts will be weak. If these get summoned, it's not as strong. And there are a lot of cheap beast cards, so I would say in average you get like 3 to 4 mana value out of it. But as a Battlecry with a condition saying Battlecry, if you have a beast already and you have to 5 mana, so you have to drop a beast and that beast has to survive. Which with a 7 high main, it's very, very playable. But do you really want the 5-drop that you want to play after 7 high main? Until then, it's I don't know. I guess it can be used something along. This might replace a 5-drop. Like Hunters don't really have a 5-drop line except for Lothab, if you think about it. And for nice mana curve, you really want the 2 5-drops for nicer mana curve in average you draw into them. Instead of 5-drops, Hunters nowadays, mid-range Hunters nowadays run double, like 3 to 4 4-drop lines, right? So since they run Huntmaster, if they run 2, they might cut 1 and put this guy, one of them in. But then someone, like, just look at the web spinner. Is a web spinner, yes, someone on random beast is a huge tempo swing. I mean, it's a 3/3 for 5 mana, so technically, if you think about it, the 3/3 is like 3 mana. And for in average beast, I'm sure it costs more than 2. I think actually average beast should cost 3.5-ish. Actually, you know what? The value wise, if you can get it off, it's worth it. If you can get it off, it's worth it. But itself is not beast. Yeah, if you can get it off, it's definitely worth it. Like this card can give you, you know, King Crush. In average, I would say like 4 mana is the beast. I think I haven't done math, but just out of my head. And 4 mana. But also, you have to think about how a third of cards actually is like -1 mana. So I would say, in actual value mana-wise, the term value, 3.5 would be my guess. So 3.5 plus 3, which you call 6.5, it's like Karen, I suppose, for 5 mana. No, it's not. Yeah, if you think about it that way, that's since there are two separate minions, which is not as strong. Or can be nice, actually, for hunters. But regardless, 6 mana, 7.5. If you're comparing it to 6 mana or 5 mana, I think it's okay. I think 5 mana is definitely worth a 3-drop, 2 3-drops. So you're getting a 1/2 mana extra at a cost of, if you have a beast condition, which, if you have things like Web Spinner, I guess. Actually, you know what? This will extend, since this deck will kind of force you to have things like Web Spinners. But then I don't know, your randomness goes up too much. I just don't see this card being reliable, you know? I can definitely see this card being OP. It's 3.5, okay.
Hey guys, MaSsan here. Thanks for watching. Please join my channel by clicking this subscribe button and check out more of my videos right here. I appreciate your support. You're awesome. Stay beautiful. MaSsan out.